Soccer, America's #1 sport? Playoffs? What are we talking about? I'll let you know. Game time, long ball time, Daily Coppock time. How you doing, everybody? I'm Chet Coppock. Daily Coppock brought to you by the marvelous people over at Carmichael's, 1052 West Monroe Street, the place for steaks in Chicago. Stop by, enjoy that Chicago cut, maybe a rack of ribs. Your taste buds are going to absolutely pop. You know, I'm a big fan of John Kass, lead columnist for the Chicago Tribune, when he's talking about guys like Jimmy DeLeo, Rahm Emanuel, the people who hang out at Jilly's, or what's going on with the transgressions with our aldermen in the city council. John Kass is absolutely spot on. But John, when you start talking about soccer, you know what? Close the computer. John Kass wrote the other day that soccer is inevitable in America. It will be America's premier sport. John, for heaven's sakes, what are you talking about? The only soccer players I know right now are Pele, Brandy Chastain, and Mia Hamm. If soccer is so big and if soccer is so powerful, then tell me why, hello, Major League Soccer doesn't have a big-time mega-buck contract. Who really gives a darn, besides a cult audience here in Chicago, as to what the Fire do? You know, I've been hearing all this nonsense about soccer since the 70s. It was going to be the sport of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the first decade of the 21st century. What are the problems with soccer? I got news for you. First of all, who gambles on soccer? Think about pro football. Think about college football. Television ratings on both entities would drop significantly without the element of gambling. Number two, it's not really our game. We don't relate to it in an emotional fashion. John, you can talk about all the high school kids you want who play soccer, who love the game. That's fine and dandy. When they wind up at Iowa, they wind up at Vanderbilt, or they wind up at Columbia College, or they wind up at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, what are they interested in? They're interested in football. Soccer will eventually emerge as the #1 sport in America. That's going to happen when I'm tapped to be the next mayor of the city of Chicago. Soccer is now, always has been, an afterthought in this country. Again, anybody out there, you know what a striker is? You know what a sweeper is? Do you know what a midfielder is? But you know what Brian Urlacher is all about, don't you? You know what Lance Briggs is all about, don't you? John, stick with what you know best. Stick with City Hall. Stick with Springfield. You know what? Go to your kids' soccer games. Cheer until your larynx busts. But don't tell us soccer is going to be America's premier sport, because that's not going to happen over the next 10 lifetimes. All right, so much for that. Daily Coppock brought to you by, once again, the marvelous people at Carmichael's. Stop by for the steak of your life, 1052 West Monroe Street, right in the heart of the West Loop, just a driver and a wedge from the United Center. I'm Chet Coppock. So long, everybody. You know, you just don't reach out and grab respect. You earn it by showing courtesy, by showing respect for your customers over the years. Hey, take it from me. Take it from Coppock. If you haven't been to Binny's, do yourself the favor. Once again, they're spread throughout the entire Chicagoland area. 25 great locations, ready to take care of you in a way that you've never been taken care of before. Trust me, Binny's Beverage Depot. 25 locations, soon to be 26. Once you stop into Binny's, I guarantee you, you're going to become a regular.